We've been waiting weeks, and those things are still swarming our property while you sorry excuses for defenders of the Republic sun yourself on the base.
This is a military operation, sir. This planet hasn't been cleared for civilian occupancy.
My brother didn't mean to be insulting, but for 3 centuries our family has dreamt of reclaiming our place on Taris, and now to be stopped by those things.
Taris is a dangerous place. What are you doing here?
Our ancestors escaped Taris before the bombardment. They kept everything, deeds, papers, we've even got hollow images of the estate. They always intended us to return.
We can't go chasing civilian claims, justified or not. We've barely got the men to hold the base.
The Republic validated our records, but some outlaws set up a camp there. They've got security droids all around the perimeter.
You need something dangerous cleared out first?
It's not rat-ghouls or anything. There's someone living there. Sentience.
They've got security droids all around the perimeter. It's a war zone. We almost got killed entering our own property.
The Republic will respond to all such claims of hostile, non-indigenous life forms based on strategic value.
I'd be happy to volunteer.
Yes, tell this coward we're the rightful owners, and he has to help us.
You want to explore? You look like you can handle it, but it's your choice.
Would you really be willing to take such a risk for us?
Your claim seems just.
Great. They're all yours then. You find anything important, you can fill out a form at HQ.
All we need is to get those blasted droids cleared out and find out who's controlling them. I can handle the rest.
Hold. My people are refugees, survivors of the battle on Coruscant. Would you turn us out of yet another home?
The owners have been waiting for centuries to return here.
So many men are here to reclaim this planet who know nothing of its past. Ancient Taris was a blight on the Republic. The black mark on its reputation for freedom.
You need somewhere to settle? I'm sure there's unclaimed land.
This is my land. My ancestors owned it for generations before the humans on Taris exiled them and all other species below ground. I have their documents. So old they were kept in printed form. Read them yourself if you doubt me.
What happened? There must have been a reason.
It was about money, of course. A human governor cut taxes to favor his people, and when others rebelled, they were the ones punished. I think the claim was, aliens are dangerous to Tarisian trade. If you have any sympathy for our cause, perhaps there is something you can do? We are alone, and at the Republic's mercy.
I would wish not to see you turned away from your home.
I thank you for softening your heart to my story. I will tell my people to begin repairs on our droids.
So who are the crooks who set themselves up on our property? Did you drive them off?
I took out the droids, but it won't be safe to live there.
What are you talking about?
Is it the rat-ghouls? Monsters? I told you we should have waited until the planet was open to settlers.
The land is held by the alien who owns this deed. Her claim is better than yours.
The alien resettlement was a valid executive order approved by the Republic. This is our land!
There are alien survivors who kept their claim? I'd have thought they would never come back here. I studied the history. It wasn't right.
It was justified. You can't make us leave because of that.
Sorry you're so disappointed.
You can't do this to us. Our family governed this planet. We owned it.
It's been a long time since that mattered, Relis. We'll be on the next ship out. It was kind of crazy to think we'd get our dream after 300 years. That only happens in stories.
Brass called me when you left. Wanted to see if your work's as good as your rep.
Is there something else you want me to do?
Well, I doubt he's asking you over for a cup of mudleaf tea. Captain Childress calls, it usually means something needs fixing. If you're interested, go look him up. His office is at HQ, other side of the base. Tell him you're the one who ran off the Brat Brigade.
Hey there, Captain Childress. I want to thank you for taking the time to see me. You did nice work on that land claim mess. Like we flew this many troops to the armpit of the galaxy so some kids could play pioneer. It'll take way more than it's worth to make this planet livable. Only thing interesting about Taris is that it's the worst failure the Republic's ever had.
I don't know much about Taris's history.
Way back when, the Sith were searching for a Jedi here. When they couldn't find her, they tried destroying the entire planet. The Jedi escaped, but millions of people died an ugly flaming death. The Empire tried the same thing on Coruscant in the last war. 300 years after Taris, we still don't know squat about how to defend against a bombardment once ships are in low orbit.
Good men die when we don't learn from our mistakes.
That's why I'm here. I sent commandos to defend a research team at the crash site of the Endar Spire, the last Republic warship shot down over this planet. If we're lucky, that ship recorded the whole bombardment. But my team's lost contact, which means there are desk jockeys in the wild with the most valuable data on Taris.
If they've still got comms, tell them help is on the way.
The crash site's a ways out, fast as you can make it. I don't know if we've got survivors. Research team's your number 2 priority. Data's the most important thing. Take anything the Endar Spire recorded to Commander Viki at the outpost.
Lieutenant Carlslew, I'm all that's left of Commander Childress's 5th Detail. Please, tell me you're our reinforcement.
Childress sent me. What cut you off?
Give me a moment. All's clear, guys, and we've got some muscle from back on base. This is what's left of our research team. The others got ambushed while working. Scavengers must have guessed we were after something good. We need to hold them off long enough for the research team to recover and download that data.
I'm on point. Researchers inside. Anyone who's not working, fan out behind me.
Aye, sir. Aye. Okay, data's priority 1. Everybody into the ship. Go! If you hadn't come when you did, those would be our smoking corpses there, no question. Unfortunately, we're not done. Not until this Rex data is in the hands of Commander Viki.
Give me what you have. I'll get it to the commander.
We've recovered all the high-priority info. If you run that to the outpost, I'll hold off what's left of the scavengers until our reinforcements arrive.
If you have any questions about military operations on... Ah, Lieutenant. I was expecting you. Excellent job at the Endar Spire.
Everything from the primary computers is on here.
The data from the Endar Spire will be invaluable to the Republic's war efforts. Lieutenant Carlslew tells me there's close surveillance footage of the Imperial warships.
Havoc Squad belongs to the Republic, sir.
And the Republic is honored to have you. Thank you for your service. Republic intelligence has been waiting for this data since the bombardment fell.
As you can see by the data, there is no disease in known space that propagates as quickly as the Tarisian Rakul plague. Even one individual Rakul can start a pandemic, as we have observed in 81 colonies to date. Until a vaccine can be widely distributed, it is highly doubtful that any civilian colonization effort will yield lasting results. Thank you.
If you're working on a vaccine, I'd like to help.
Working on is a generous term. The last breakthrough in Rakul plague research was 3 centuries ago. HoloNet archives say a Dr. Thorne developed a Rakul serum vaccine just hours before the bombardment. I've been trying to acquire this serum, but short of putting a blaster to someone's head, that's not going to happen.
What makes you say that?
There's a pirate camp not far from here. They went after the ruins of Sepanik Memorial Hospital. Sepanik was well preserved, If there's Rakghoul serum to be found, it'd be there. I asked Commander Viki to step in, but since it wasn't a Republic hospital, the pirates have legal salvage rights.
Commander Viki has her hands full. I'll handle the pirates.
I can't say what will be required to get this done, but this plague has infected half a planet's worth of people. So if that serum shows up on my lab table, it'd be unethical to throw it away for any reason. I hope my position is clear.
You picked the wrong medbay to rob, Vacbrain. There's gonna be 200 Death's Claw pirates coming through that door.
I don't want to hurt anyone, but I will.
Aha. Yeah, you see these guys lying here? They've got the Rakghoul plague. You touch me, and they'll be on you like huts on a buffet. Except, you know, faster. And don't think they're incapacitated. Oh no, they just look that way. I've got a serum you wouldn't believe.
I know a Republic that could make use of that.
Wait. We don't have all that much. If you cut off my supply, these guys are gonna turn. You know what that means? I'm gonna have to shoot them all in the head before they try to eat my liver.
You're a doctor, right? Synthesize some more.
With what? My state-of-the-art facilities? I can only use what I find, and we don't find much. The only place I can think of that might have some left is the ruins of Dynamet General. The place was basically Ghoul Town. You want serum, you get it there, and leave us alone.
You better not be wasting my time.
No, the stuff is down there, I swear, on my medical license. The real one.
Welcome back. Let's get those serum samples analyzed and see what we've got. Well, thank the Force for good Tarisian storage technology. I wasn't sure anything would still be viable after 3 centuries. While we wait, is there a cost to these samples I should be aware of? A deal with a pirate crew, perhaps?
There was some unavoidable violence on the way in.
I see. Then if it didn't happen in a plastic beaker, don't tell me about it. Here we are. Fortunately, the plague is so virulent it cultures very rapidly. Bad news. The serum you recovered looks like it was effective 300 years ago, but the Rakghoul plague has mutated since then. This serum will only provide effective immunity for extraordinarily healthy individuals.
How do we make it stop modern Rakghouls?
Manufacturing a true vaccine requires what we call a lucky survivor, someone whose system has made antibodies to the plague. We haven't had a survivor yet, for obvious reasons, but this serum might provide the link we need. If I infected an extraordinary individual protected by the serum, I could collect the antibodies and make an effective vaccine.
If it means we can someday wipe those things from the planet, sign me up.
Well, and I had this whole speech ready. All right. We have a medical droid, CB-084, set up to observe Rakghouls in the field. He'll be able to collect the antibodies and slow any potential complications. After I give you the serum, go out there and test it. Let the Rakghouls attack you and see what happens.
Inject me, and let's get going.
Here you go. I hope the Force is with you, because the science is stretched to the limit.
Ah, I see your infection is progressing. Hold still while I take samples for analysis. While I transmit the data to Dr. Cell, there are some questions I should ask. Do you have any of the following symptoms? Dizziness, fever, shortness of breath, and inexhaustible hunger for sentient flesh?
Can you do anything about these cuts? I'm losing blood here.
I'm sorry, my core function is in analysis, not trauma care. Ah, here's Dr. Cell.
Good news. Your antibody count is off the charts. I'll start work on a vaccine immediately. You are remarkably brave. Our progress has just jumped forward by years. While you recuperate, I'm going to transmit the usual secrecy agreements. Just use your thumbprint to sign on the sensor.
I'm not sure I understand.
This is standard procedure when the Republic develops biotech with significant earnings potential. We develop the vaccine for Republic soldiers first, and when it's proven, sell it to colonists. Until then, it's under wraps. We don't want the Exchange or the Sith funding some horrible operation with an underground version.
Lives will be lost while this profit is being made.
Tell me something I don't know. Every week we hear another Rakghoul horror story. But every colonist on the planet is going to want this vaccine. How do I tell my superiors we gave up that kind of money?
An entire planet succumbed to this plague. Are you a doctor or a patent office?
I'm a doctor. And this cure will get made, even if I have to build the manufacturing plant or hand-synthesize every macrophage.
Well, I think she's angry, but from past experience, may I say that usually motivates her. If it means anything coming from a droid, sir, congratulations on your research, and also your remarkable survival.
Lieutenant, it's good to see a soldier of your reputation slumming with us out here in the wilds of Taris.
There are important objectives here for our war with the Empire.
Well, whatever brings you here, I suggest you don't stay long. We barely got stores enough for our station soldiers, much less visitors. At this rate, I've got men scalping ration cubes for a half-week's salary.
If the outpost's in trouble, I'd be happy to help.
I just might take you up on that. Our bases here are far from self-sufficient. We're not farmers, and there's no existing infrastructure here to work with. We're at the mercy of our supply ships. And this month just went nose down in some of the worst territory on Taris.
Where's the ship? I don't care if it's at the bottom of a swamp.
The Republic thanks you for your service. Our men tried to reach the ship once, but they turned back after taking serious casualties. They said it's more than just Rakghouls, but couldn't make an ID. If you still want to go, you'll need to talk to our quartermaster at the supply shed across the base. She's got the exact coordinates of the crash.
And you're just going to make this all better, huh?
Usually people are happy if I come to make things better.
I'm Karen Wet, Quartermaster. Commander Gardet just called to say you're retrieving our supplies. For which, by the way, I and the rest of the troops here humbly thank you. But I don't want Commander Fat Pants to think it means he gets away with this. Embezzle the Republic's money to bring in dress blues from Alderaan. But don't worry, one of our top Special Forces guys will bail you out.
That's a serious accusation.
I said over and over that the ship needed repairs. The left stasis generator was loose, and the hyperdrive motivator was seeping fluid. But Gardet had already spent our allotted maintenance budget on himself.
If this is true, he's a blot on the Republic, and I'll bring him down.
These are good soldiers here. They deserve a better man to lead them. If you can take this holo camera out to the crash site, you could get the evidence I need to get him court-martialed.
You've won me over.
Thank you. If you take holopics of the engine, I can show that the documented lack of repairs is what caused the crash. The most important thing is the supplies, though. The crash site isn't far. When you get everything, bring it back here so I can distribute it. We don't have antibiotics. They come on the same ship as everything else.
You're supposed to keep better tabs on that sort of thing. These men have the Cillian flu. They could die if... Lieutenant, do I read from your face that you brought welcome news?
Tell your men they're off rationing.
Not a moment too soon, Lieutenant. Let me tell you, you really saved my stripes on this one. The men came close to mutiny when I cut rations again. They knew this wasn't going to be a luxury cruise.
What do you expect? You ask your men to starve while you eat bantha steaks from off-world.
These pictures prove you knew the ship was damaged, and you sent it anyway.
They're going to Republic Command, along with my documentation of every personal purchase you've made. These men left their families and risked their lives to come here. If they die, it should be for someone better than you.
I didn't know the ship was so bad. I thought if it was serious, they'd catch it on Ord Mantell.
The men on Taris deserve a better leader.
This is ridiculous. I did nothing wrong. Republic Command will never listen to you. I need to call them.
Thank you for all your help. But there may be something else, too. Normally, our 4th outpost comes here to pick up its supplies. But their convoy never arrived this month. I'm afraid something happened. They need to be found.
Just tell me where to look.
You've got to be the best friend these soldiers ever had. The route between the outposts runs along Lake Brel. Not the best planning. There's rat ghouls there, and a Nexus spawning ground, and worse. Usually the convoy's managed by only traveling when the sun is highest. Plus lots and lots of firepower. But if they're out there too long, well, you need to find them.
Every moment we delay risks their lives. I'll leave right now.
Whatever happened to the convoy, we need to make sure Morn Outpost gets their supplies. Sonic emitters along the route usually keep off the worst of the critters. But if they're on the fritz, that convoy would have walked into a feeding frenzy. Fix the emitters and see what you can find about the convoy. When you're done, report to Commander Yajek at Morn Outpost. And thank you.
We just stopped to rest. Geozel found a scratch, and we don't know if it's the Rakul infection, so we're waiting. And Verdone might be coming down with the Geonosian swamp flu, but we're on our way, I swear, and you're looking at me very strangely.
Are you part of the Outpost 4 supply convoy?
Yes. Private Gilrow. I assumed you were looking for us. We just stopped to rest. Sorry to trouble everyone.
You're 48 hours late. Have you been here that whole time?
Yeah. Like I said, Verdone was hurt. I mean, Geozel, and... Oh, forget it. I was never a good liar. We aren't going back. Is that what you wanted to hear? We've deserted.
What kind of man abandons his comrades in the face of such an enemy?
We're not the only ones talking about running for it. We just got the first chance. 5 years we've been out here. No break. Most of our friends have died. We're wounded, tired, broken. Fighting something that can't think, can't be frightened. And if you get the slightest scratch, you become the enemy and your own squad puts you down like a dog.
You have given the Republic as much as it can reasonably demand.
You're not going to turn us in?
You'll never survive alone out here.
We're heading back near the main base. There's scavengers with ships there. Maybe we can make it off-world. Please, tell Commander Yajek you found our bodies. That way no one will ever come looking.
State your business. This is a Republic military outpost, sovereign territory of the Galactic Republic. We will defend ourselves with deadly force if necessary.
First Lieutenant Havoc Squad, most recently aboard Mantell.
Lieutenant, welcome to our outpost. There's no unauthorized travel this far into the wilds. Best policies usually blast first, chat later. Don't suppose you were sent by Commander Gardet with news about our supplies.
I found your convoy on my way here.
Did the Nexu get them? Wouldn't be the first time. They're alive, though? They better have a good excuse if they don't expect to get the lockup.
When your commander treats you like a prisoner of war, sometimes deserting is the only option.
We're soldiers. You know what that means. We swore an oath that the Republic's worth more than our own lives. If that means dying in the muck with a rat ghoul's teeth around your throat, well, any soldier who'd give less isn't worthy of the name. You see those boys again, you tell them there's a cold cell waiting for them.